Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Dabo Joshua, a seasoned lecturer in strategic financial management. In this short video, I'm going to be sharing with you tips on how to pass your strategic financial management examination, how to prepare for success. There is one thing for you to prepare, and there is another thing for you to prepare to succeed. Find out that many people, they spend time reading, go for tuition, and buy different materials, even watch YouTube videos. By the end of the day, they don't pass the exam. And I've been lecturing for years now. You realize that the same lecturer, the same material, different people in a class, you may see somebody score 70, 80, and while there are some other people in the class that may find it very difficult to even score 40 or 50, which is the pass mark. So what could be the problem? Is it that they are not putting enough efforts, or what actually is the problem? So in this short video, I'm going to be showing you what you need to do to pass your financial management exam. What are the basic requirements for passing your exam? So the first thing you want to do is to understand the concepts, the key concept of financial management thoroughly. So you need to focus on some of the key areas. Financial analysis. Financial analysis takes up to 70% of your syllabus for the SFM examination. Under financial analysis, you have your business analysis. Let me start with your business valuation. You have M&A, mergers and acquisition. You have project evaluation. So this project evaluation is broken down into different sections. You have your risk-adjusted cost of capital. You have your adjusted present value, your NPV, and all of that. They all fall under your project evaluation. So these are core areas that you need to focus on in your strategic financial management exam. This area helps you to form the basic foundation that you need to build upon. Because financial management, you have to be strategic, as the word implies. You have to be strategic in your preparation for the exam. The second area is the cost of capital. And finally, foreign exchange risk management. So these three, I call them the pillars of SFM. If you can understand these three sections thoroughly, then every other thing that you want to do is to be building on these three pillars of strategic financial management. So let's look at the next thing you need: mastering formulas, structures, and exam patterns. So it's not all about just reading. At times you read, but you don't gain mastery. So you need to master some of the formulas that is needed for the exam, like your NPV, your internal rate of return, modified internal rate of return, weighted average cost of capital, your WACC. Also, you still have the risk adjusted cost of capital. So you need to master all of these formulas. Mastering formula at times doesn't mean you cramming the formulas. Most times students tend to write formulas and start cramming it. But the truth is that it's not by cramming the formula. There are some formula that you may need acronym to be able to memorize, while there are some other formula that you just need to practice. By default, those formula register in your subconscious, and it becomes easy for you to work with those formulas in the exam. And also in your exam question paper, there are some formulas that are on the question sheet at the back of your question paper. So you may not need to bother yourself to cram those formulas. However, the way those formulas appear may be different from the way it appears in your notebook or maybe in the textbook that you are using. For instance, the Black-Scholes model, the formula is presented in different form, but you need to know the variable in that formula to be able to apply the formula. If you look at your question paper, you may be even confused because you may be using PE while the examiner is using DE, for instance. So those are some of the things that you need to take into consideration while planning for your exam. Practice this formula. So as I said, it's not just cramming it. Practice the formula. How do you practice the formula? You apply it to questions and keep solving questions, repeated questions on those particular formulas. The next thing is practice past questions. So past questions actually help you to understand the structure of the exams. You may be reading your pack, reading textbooks, but if you do not practice these past questions, you may not be able to understand the structure and the pattern of the strategic financial management examination. So you may even be reading off the syllabus. There are some, in the past slide, I told you that you need to practice structure and pattern. So there are some questions that you need to know that, okay, after I do this, this is the next thing I need to do. This is the next thing I need to do. So it is those past questions that will help you to be able to get into this structure. For instance, the examiner may ask you, okay, calculate maximum price to be paid for an acquisition. So what do you do? How do I calculate maximum price? What do I need to calculate the maximum price to be paid? So these are, what are the first things, the first calculation to be done? Those are the things that the past questions help you to do. Or calculate the value of a business. How do I value a business? By the time you practice these past questions, you'll be able to understand the structure, or the examiner may ask you to write a report. So you need to practice that format, that format, the structure of the reports. By the time you practice, you write 1, 2, 3 reports, you have already understand the structure of reporting. And also, the past question help you to streamline your reading. Be able to see some topics that are almost every diet, you see the examiner repeating those topics. So by the time you practice 6, 7, 8 diet questions, it helps you. Another thing that the past question help you to do is to ensure that you are not over concentrating on a single topic. So if I pick 2016 question, for instance, and I see that I can only solve 2 questions, I've been able to see that there's a gap. And again, the syllabus is very wide. So those past questions help you to take you back, and back. For instance, what you did in the last 2 months, you see it in the past question. What you are doing currently, you see it in the past question. So it helps you to, helps you to revise properly. So review the solutions of the past questions and also look at the examiner's comments. So all of these will help you to prepare for your exam. And not just only practicing the past questions. As you are practicing the past questions, it will get to a time where you now need to start timing yourself, because the exam is all about time. So get to a point where you need to time yourself as you are practicing the past questions, and you create some kind of examination scenario while practicing the past exam papers. So what's the next thing? Time management during studies. Well, you see, you find out that some students, even while lecturing, they keep telling you that they are very busy. You give them assignments, they don't do it. They just expect miracle to occur while writing the exam. Yes, there are miracles, but also God expects you to put in your own best. So you need to structure your timetable for reading. If you are a working class person, during your break period, you can use 30 minutes after work. If it is depending on, some persons are night readers, while some other people, they don't read at night. So you need to understand your personality. And one of the problem about this is that some people, they just try to copy others. You have a friend that this is the person's structure, the person has understood his or herself, and you want to force yourself into that person's time structure. It may be detrimental to your studies. So you need to be strategic, create a timetable, look at your schedule, for some tuition center, some people, they go almost every day. So if you go every day and you are taught for 2 hours every day, it means that you also need to read a minimum of 2 hours every day to be able to cover what you have been taught. But at times, some of these persons, when they get home, they are tired, they keep the book, and before you know it, the exam is close by. So you need to be strategic. Allocate more time to challenging topics. There are some topics that are very easy for you. So those ones, you will practice them. So don't say, oh, this one is easy, I'm not going to read it. Or so practice everything. But you need to allocate more time to topics that you know that are challenging. You don't wait till the last minute and start rushing. SFM is like mathematics. The topics are also interconnected. So, for instance, you cannot go and start doing mergers and acquisition. You can't do M&A when you have not read business valuation. So you can't also go into risk-adjusted cost of capital when you have not done cost of capital, the ordinary cost of capital. So in reading, in your study, you have to be strategic. You have to know which topic to read before the other, which topic to read before the other. So this will help you to be able to connect. You see some students, they just say, it's like I'm floating in this course. If you don't have the foundation, you keep floating. Also, the next thing you want to be looking at is, after this is the exam. So how do you prepare for the exam? Your time management during the exam. So some persons, they've prepared before the exam and they are very sure of what they want to write during the exam. But for some reasons, they get to the examination or they become destabilized, and as a result, they end up failing the exam, not because they don't know what to write during the exam. So the first thing you want to do while writing the exam is not to rush. I remember one time when I was doing my skill, before I started writing, some persons have even written like a page. We have to look at the questions very carefully so that I don't go and pick a wrong question. There are some people that they just pick questions without even checking those questions properly. So be careful in the choice of question you make while writing the exam. You want to start with a question that you know that you are very confident in, so that you don't lose confidence while writing the exam. If you start with a question that puts you under pressure and under tension, there's no way you can pass your SFM exam because your brain will just be frozen. So you start with something that you are very confident with. I start building the confidence, and before you know it, you just look at all your questions that these things, it's like they are very simple. It's like I even know all of this. Again, don't fall in love with a particular topic such that if you don't see that topic in the examination hall, you're already destabilized. There was a time that people were saying that, APV, number one question. If you get to the examination hall and you just see something like foreign exchange risk management in number one, you're already destabilized. So have a free intention, free mind. Just try to study as much as you can study and don't overlike a particular topic. To pass your strategic financial management exam, number one key area is for you to focus on mastering key concepts. Focus on mastering key concepts or the syllabus, which I have highlighted earlier. Key concepts like your capital structure, risk management, investment analysis / business analysis. So under this, you have your normal cost of capital and your risk-adjusted cost of capital. You have to factor that into this side. Then also practice past questions. Understand exam patterns. Manage your time during the examination. Also, you have to develop a strong skill, problem-solving skill. There are some questions you see in the examination hall that requires you to think and to solve a particular problem. It may not be just the normal question you see. So finally, manage your study time effectively. And if you are able to follow this simple principle. By the time you get to your exam, you find out that the exam is not as difficult as you have earlier thought it will be. I'm inviting you to follow my YouTube channel, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and you will be getting updates on questions, solutions on strategic financial management. For the forthcoming examination, I will be posting videos that will help you to study. If you also know somebody that is writing strategic financial management over the years and the person is struggling passing his or her exam, kindly share this video with them. Let them follow my YouTube channel, and I will be sharing useful tips with you. Thank you.